Marilyn Horse time, and she's had a busy week. It's going to be even busier today. And I'll tell you what, Marilyn, we're going to go back 52 years. Now, I know this was breaking news last week, but we thought we'd wait a little bit to see what came out of it. Fortunately, it was good, and that's Bloody Sunday. And the orchestration of this event has been going on for decades. It should have been dropped years ago. Just think of the fellas that were caught up in this, that have been living with this for more than half a century, and it's destroyed their lives.
I was much, much younger at the time, weren't we all? But I was only a teenager. Um, I remember it, but at that time I wasn't really sort of involved. But I didn't sort of get into politics or the news like, everybody else was doing then. But I did see something about it in the paper. So has he just been found innocent or?
Yeah, it's impossible to find anybody guilty practically after over half a century
Well,
anyway.
so
But
has he been incarcerated all this time?
well, no, but I mean, it's all part of what's been happening with sectarianism, and it's
Yeah.
coming out anywhere, everywhere. And of course, this was when it was really, really bad, and they're still stirring it up. Believe you me, in Northern
But,
Ireland.
but they're a bit like the Middle East, aren't they? I mean, they'd have a row about two spiders climbing up a wall.
Yeah,
They got
exactly.
it, they've got it in their DNA backpack, haven't they? They're another culture that are very easily wound up, shall we say? And that's not fair on someone that I mean, it's just not fair. Bad enough having that like label anyway, isn't it? Really, I mean, it's terrible. And then someone keeps wanting to talk about it. I just don't think it's unfair. It should be dropped. Absolutely be dropped. People silenced. It's not right.
Well, in the course of duty, bad things happen in
Yes,
war.
of course they do. Of course they do. There's nothing pretty about war. There's nothing pretty about it. I mean, how many soldiers you've got a gun in your hand and you're on high oxygen level, high adrenaline, and it doesn't take much to maybe inaccurately aim it at the wrong person. And I don't see how later on you can say you're guilty of murder. Well, if you're in the military and someone says fire, it must be absolutely terrifying when and everything is you're so highly charged, aren't you, that I'm trying to get into the shoes of a soldier that I'm sure loads of mistakes are made, but you shouldn't have to like 5, 10, 15 years later or whatever, um, them be accused of murder. I mean, all frontline soldiers murder, don't they? It's part of their remit to keep people safe. There's nothing pretty about war at all.
No, the sadness is, as I say, that this takes so long, and they don't let go. Once they
No,
start,
no, no, that's right. They're like a dog with a bone.
yeah. We move on talking about dogs and bones to Sadiq Kant, our mayor of London, and watching the tapes over and over again when he was asked pertinent questions about
Oh, Jude,
the
honestly,
rape gang. You cannot but
you,
look at the man and think,
God,
what are you on?
I mean, honestly, talk about, as I say, the master of avoidance. It's absolutely appalling. And also, was he just thinking he was being clever? He looked an absolute idiot. No, if the lady can explain it a bit, I mean, don't be so obtuse. Really, he is just the most obnoxious, slimy little weasel. I can't bear him. I can't bear him. And the fact that he's allowed, sorry, but they reckon there's 9,000 cases of grooming that they're
The
looking into.
Express has
And
expressed itself and said, yeah, there's the proof, Sadiq. Get out of that one.
I know. And how is he going to get out of it? Well, he'll get out of it, won't he? Because we're protected by our great leader, Starmer. I mean, Starmer
His
loves
mate.
Muslims, and Khan is a Muslim, so that's sorted that one out, hasn't it? I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how. Does his post come up with the May elections? I don't know whether how long they're in post for the mayor.
No, we've got to look forward to that. It's next year.
Well, that's of course if we're allowed to have the elections.
Together with all the others they've tried to cancel again.
So
This is
much for free speech,
democracy.
then, eh? So much for free speech.
This is yeah, British democracy as it stands at the moment. To raise your ire again, we've got to go to Andrew, the lovely
Oh,
Andrew, the sweaty Andrew,
oh, so funny.
the man that have come out with as many porcupines as Sadiq can't. And here he is demanding not one or two palaces. Indeed, he wants as many as he can get. Now he's leaving this mansion and it's got thousands of rooms, I exaggerate. What he's there for in the first place, I don't, to impress people. And now he wants one for his wife, well, the lovely Sarah,
Yeah.
and himself. That's the deal. The deal. There's no deal with people like you, Andrew. You should be out, out, out.
Well, he should be exiled, shouldn't he? Like Prince Edward was, the man, it was Edward the Seventh, the one due to be king, and off he went to Paris. But one of his contacts, I think I'm right in saying, in Abu Dhabi, has offered him a palace, hasn't he? And that's going to prove whether he sweats or not. If he goes over there, 50-degree heat.
Yes, he's going to swear
But
all
he
right.
doesn't want to do that because he wants to stay near his family. Well, he ought to actually, how much of his family has he got left? Because they don't want anything to do with him. And his
It's a
poor
miracle that
daughters.
you're not in jail, sir, and that's away from your family.
Well, I don't know how he hasn't been extradited to America. I really don't. I really don't. It's shocking. And I feel so sorry for his daughters because there was a big meeting, wasn't there, at wherever it is they live. And the girls had no idea that this announcement was going to come out. And they were completely blindsided. And so you think, well, where does that leave them now? I wouldn't think they're too impressed with Daddy. And I mean, and honestly, I do think the pair of them, I mean, him and Sarah Ferguson, I mean, I think that they'd sell their granny if they could. It made them money. They're
Um,
parasites, the pair of them. They really are parasites. And I just hope, I mean, this isn't over. I feel sorry for the royals because this isn't over. It doesn't matter where he lives. It's still, stuff is still going to come out.
it is, and there's other stuff that's on its way.
Yes.
The budget.
Oh,
We
don't.
keep getting pre-budget ideas. They're all coming from the source of the Treasury. They put out these statements, and everybody says, "Oh, we're all going to die." If they don't say that, she might get away with putting it in the budget. That's the idea.
Well, the mansion tax, I think, is absolutely ridiculous
It's
because
wicked.
because it's just if you've inherited money, if you've earned enough and you've got these houses and all of that, and you're going to be paying a mansion. I can't quite get, I was having a conversation with some friends yesterday. I can't get quite to the bottom of it, whether if it's over 2.5 million, it's going to be 10,000, isn't it? But what if you've got a house worth 10 million? What's that going to be then? Does it go
An awful lot. I mean, where the innocent, as usual, are being caught out. There's many homes in London that were bought for under £1 million 20, 30 years ago
Yes.
that are worth, let's say, 3 million. You're
Yeah.
going to get taxed on the 1 million, which is £10,000. Now, that's all right until you're a granny and you don't get £10,000.
Mm.
And where they're going to find, they've got to sell the house.
Well,
This
it's
is
just
cruelty.
ridiculous. But it's ridiculous because they're just driving people out with money. And you know, the wealthy spend money, the wealthy invest. So why is she just making it completely unacceptable for them to want to be here? It's
Well,
bonkers.
there is that, of course, but these are the innocents being caught out by an accident. That the fact that they bought the right house in the right place at the right time,
Yeah.
and they have not got £10,000 just to throw away on your tax, but it all looks good in the songbook of trade unionism, of leftism, and that's what they're interested in this government, those that will vote for them. And it's the trade union key again. Now, if you want something to go at, how about this one? The rich, and they are. and they've been getting away with it for years. And I'm not sympathizing with them. It's the real posh lawyers
Oh,
who set up companies in London and Manchester mainly. And the partners of these companies, whether they be actually lawyers or accountants, they're regularly on over £1 million a year. And you think, wow, I'm sorry. That's almost footballers' wages.
mm,
Ha ha. And here we are. Um, Now, they set up a clever new type company. They get out of lots of taxes. And Angela, and our Chancellor wants to get the rich taxed, so she's going to have a go, allegedly, at them. But she doesn't see the whole picture because no way is she an economist. The basic facts are these people are super rich, these
yeah.
lawyers, because they're super lawyers, and the whole world, surprisingly, still likes our judicial setup. And they come to England from all over the world to get legal advice.
Mm,
And these rich firms and rich partners are bringing in £132 billion.
wow.
Wow, exactly. That's so many black holes you can't even count them. They they're bringing that in every year. Now, okay, tax them, and they'll go to Abu Dhabi, and they'll bring the money to Abu Dhabi. So there are times when you've got to adjust your socialist, or should I say, Marxist stand and say, yeah, they are earning too much, but there's other ways of going about it. So, Chancellor of the Exchequer, think twice before the jealousy of socialism comes in and
Well,
says,
it's just crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I don't, uh, I think it's good in a way that people come from all over the world for judicial advice and everything in a way. I think that's goodness me. Have we actually got something right?
well, some of us have, haven't they? Yeah, there you go. Something that's a bit of a still a touchy subject, but I think we'd better mention it. And that's about the Hamas
Oh,
military who have been, since the signing of the Egypt agreement,
hmm,
a la Trump, have decided they're not giving up their arms under
there we go. That was going to happen, wasn't it?
surprise, surprise. Not only that, they're digging more tunnels
Oh,
and they are taking over hospitals and using them for various
but
nefarious
they're still
uses.
bombing, aren't they?
They're still having a go, and the real serious thing is, which shows what Hamas really are, they are causing havoc in the squares
Yes,
in Gaza because they're getting hold of the various clan members because this group is very divided. And they are holding executions.
yes. Oh, honestly,
Now,
it's just
I've seen pictures of the whole thing. We daren't put it up. It's awful. When you see somebody hooded being led over
oh
to
awful.
the
God,
centre of
absolutely
the market
awful.
square,
It
everybody looking on while they're being shot in the back of the head.
it's just
These are the animals
oh, don't call
that
them
we're
animals.
dealing with.
Animals don't behave like that.
No,
They are just they're just like um it's a subculture, isn't it? It really is a subculture of low lives. I mean, animals don't, it's just downright evil. I mean, it's absolutely awful.
it
So
is.
what we are now saying then is this wonderful deal that Trump's supposed to have done hasn't worked.
Well, no, it's not as simple as that. I wish it was simple. Trump has actually said now, um, if you carry on like this, we will annihilate you. So
Well,
they know
yes.
what's happened. Now, an English prime minister would never say that
Of course not.
because
He
we're
can't, the
too
Prime Minister
light.
here can't even sort the French out. You know,
Well,
that's
exactly.
unbelievable. The Prime Minister here and his liability Lammy was the guy that went. I mean, that farcical thing of the escape. I don't know what you call him, the man that's now going to be deported. But I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? I mean, they're just incompetent. I mean, Trump will follow through, and I don't think he makes empty threats.
No, and
But I still don't see how, if he annihilates them, I think it's really difficult because how do you annihilate an ideology?
well, it's a bumpy road. The first steps are there, and if people, by and large, and the by and large really means people like Qatar, carry on backing the Trump deal, whether it be openly or behind closed doors, that's the only way to determine what these idiots will do. They are wicked people. But think
Absolutely
what this
evil.
means to all the sheeple that are still supporting
I
them.
know. I
And
know it's
who,
dreadful.
who
And
are paying these
and
people?
and you see, students in universities here are. I mean,
Yep.
why would you, regardless of your religion or whatever, think it's okay to blitz people to pieces? I mean, the human suffering of the children. I mean, goodness me. I mean, it's just awful. I,
They
I, I
will do
can't believe.
anything, Marilyn, to turn it on to Israel.
Oh,
This is
it's just
spiritual
dreadful.
warfare.
It's dreadful. I mean, and all over. Well, I make it really simple. I go all over a little bit of land. I mean, really, whether it was theirs or whoever's it was, the number of people that are being, butchered and tortured, and it's oh, it's just awful. It's just awful. But I'm horrified when I see students, backing all of this. And if I was the chancellor, I'd send them all packing.
Well, I'm afraid the chancellor of a
No, they're
university.
probably part of it. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. But they are tunnel visioned. They are completely and utterly brainwashed,
Yes. Yes.
lighted. Call it
Yeah.
what you like. They've been completely misled, and those that have half a brain still um, are being paid.
Mm.
If you look at the number of foreigners on these marches, you'll realise.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You'd wonder if you were in London or where you were, quite honestly, because I don't know whether there are any marches this weekend for that. I was actually in London at the weekend, but I wasn't in the part where marches go, you see. So, you know, I was in the Kensington area, my dear.
Oh yes,
So
yes.
no, I mean, I was like, we went to a musical, the grandchildren and everything, and near where the Drury Lane Theatre and all of that, like Theatreland, you know. So I don't think they go round there, but I did not use the tubes. Got on the train, got to St Pancras, got a taxi. I'm not going on the tube. I'm not risking it.
No, you and many others, it's affecting the London economy.
Oh, absolutely, it will do because I mean, I'd say my daughter and I had the same conversation I always have when they come over. You have a beautiful apartment opposite Kensington Barracks and the park and Brompton Road, and you have the money to, Harrods and all of that, and believe that you're in England. You're not. You're in a little pocket.
Yes, it has changed radically.
And
But
they think it's me. They think I'm extreme and that I shouldn't watch GB News so much because that's an interesting thing. I was listening to Five Live the other day. Well, of course they would say this, of course, because they are BBC. And they had it was Nicky Campbell on, and it is voted, and I don't understand how he justifies this, that the BBC are the most trusted channel for news because they're balanced. And I thought,
I saw
how
the
does
clip.
that work when for the last 5 months, GB News has been the top media channel? And,
Yeah,
and I
I,
said to him, I said to him, but I said, it is the real news. It's not. And I said, you don't see and they actually back their stories up with video footage. And photos. I said, you don't even, it's not even mentioned a lot of it on BBC or Sky. You can hop across and what GB News are reporting, you can hop across to BBC or Sky, they've become worse, and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. You probably stay less mentally deranged by watching BBC because GB News do give you the raw, unpleasant facts. But I'd rather know the truth.
I've seen that survey.
Oh,
Uh,
have you?
yes, and I've looked at the questions. It's that kangaroo court. It's amazing. Depends what questions you ask, as everybody knows what answers you're going to get. It's the biggest fix. And they're banding it about, of course, saying how good we are and how we're the nation's guardian. Well, yeah, the nation's guardian in the terms of the Guardian paper, one for all and all for none. There we go. It's a stitch up. But so many of these things are. I'll tell you another stitch up, though. NHS, the digital first campaign, this magic app that's going to solve our problems. And they've decided to keep people out of A&E. You go to your app first. Don't clutter up A&E, please. Hang on. A&E means accident and emergency.
An emergency.
You don't go on for your app that probably won't work.
You got your
You
leg
go
hanging off and you're going to go to the app.
exactly that. And again, back to the elderly. They're certainly not going to be part of
And
this.
also babies, a baby isn't breathing. So, and that's another thing. Oh, I tell you what I did see the other day, which is digressing completely, but and they were on GB News, and it was a father whose little girl had died, aged 2, from type 1 diabetes, right? And it was a really interesting interview, and there is a petition online, and I can send it to you to send out because I think people should sign it for children of 2 years old and under to be screened to see if they've got type 1 diabetes. And apparently, there are about 3,000 children under 2 years old. Now, here's a little girl. I have a son with type 1 diabetes, so I know at the time when we had just got back from New York and he was over there, and everything can happen very quickly with diabetes. And this little baby, I mean, she was just 2, so she wasn't really verbal. She was wanted water. I mean, what child wants water all the time? Water, water, water. Lots of nappies. Very sleepy. Very sick. Being sick all the time. Lost a whole amount of weight in a few hours. Anyway, the doctors said, "Oh, it's tonsillitis." So started treating her for tonsillitis. She died 14 hours later from a diabetic coma. So then the dad's saying, do you know how many hours on the training course a doctor has to understand about diabetes? So, they're trying to guess it. And it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes of training on diabetes.
That is awful.
And it was a very interesting article. So they actually sort of advertised the petition, and it's up to 40,000 signatures now that this has got to be considered because that child, bless her heart, little sweetheart, she didn't need to die. And how
Yes.
sad, how awful is that? Awful. But and because my son has got type 1 diabetes, and he said, "Oh, and I keep saying because their baby's 1 and she doesn't need any more problems than she's already got." He said, "Well, I do keep saying to them I've got type 1 diabetes." And I said, "Well, you need to push on it. You need to go push on it, and even if you pay for the blood test." Because he's saying, "Oh, well, she's absolutely fine at the moment." I said, "Yes, but if she's got it, it will be in the system, won't it? Surely you don't wait until you have a diabetic attack, do you?"
No, pay for it and start arguing after. Sadly, that's where the NHS and our free at the point of whatever it is. It's unknown. A lot more companies now actually are setting up in the UK saying you don't need a referral. We'll give you a CT scan, an MRI scan, and they do it a lot cheaper at half the price of the
Wow.
NHS. And this again points the finger of the NHS. Somebody's making a lot of money out of it. And again, we have to say, we know who it is. Bit by bit, you will be told, and it won't be much longer, we've nearly finished the compilation of all this.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you think they completely denied the fact that Roger's got Parkinson's, and I've been pushing and pushing to see a neurologist, NHS neurologist, but I've taken so long I had to go to the private one who diagnosed it in the first place, but the NHS don't accept that diagnosis. Unbelievable. As he's a senior consultant who also privately but also works for the NHS, so you'd think that but our emergency appointment from last October will be late November this year, by which time I've already gone privately and I've got him on the medication and it's made a huge difference. And the thing is with so many of these tablets, it's like with cancer, like any of it, it's important that you get the treatments early to stop it slipping down that path lower than it is, because it can like hold it back. But if you're already down that trajectory and you're going further down it, then the quicker you get the medication, you can not bounce right back and cure it. It doesn't do that, but you can have huge benefit from it.
Yes. Now, some things that you've mentioned and we've mentioned before, not long ago, about 20 minutes actually, is about our friend that's escaped.
Oh,
And it's intriguing, the whole story. Of course, he wanted to he allegedly went back 5 times. Are you sure you want to release me? What do I do now? Yes, clear off. Get the buses at the end of the road or whatever. I mean, this is out of Never Never Land, isn't it?
but
Until
he
you
looked so
start.
discombobulated, didn't he? He obviously was completely like, where am I? What am I going to do? Where am I going? And he actually wanted to go back to Ethiopia, didn't he? I think I'm right in saying.
Yeah, and as I say, when you sort of drill down on this, you find out the following figures. There's been 282 other people the last 12 months that have been not reviewed and just released,
Terrible.
which is magnificent because a few years ago it used to be a handful that escaped the system, and everybody can make mistakes. So you can say, oh, well, it won't happen again. But they're still saying it
Oh,
won't
no,
happen
no, no.
again.
Hang on. You've forgotten the classic phrase, lessons have been learned.
Yes, yes, beware of that one. So there you go. The guy is guilty, been found guilty. He may not be well, but that's immaterial. He should have never be let out. Of course, the union movement have not let this one go. Well, we're not being paid enough.
Yeah. Well, I do
Really,
think they've got a heck of a job. I mean, I do think they've got an
they
absolutely
have got a
ghastly job.
very difficult
It's
job.
an awful job, and they should, like so many other occupations, they should actually respect people. It's like the carers, in old people's homes and people like that. I mean, they are unsung heroes. But I mean, you take your life in your hands when you go into a prison, don't you? But he's now going to be deported by the end of this week. Well, why couldn't that have happened anyway? These crimes that these people are committing and they've not even been processed. Why aren't they sent straight back?
They have decided in all this now that yes, I repeat, won't happen again. Lessons have been learned. But they've decided that it would take 45 minutes for them to go through the paperwork before agreeing to release them or not. Well, I would think it takes at least that long. Have you not got 45 minutes? Well,
Well,
apparently not, because they're so keen, perhaps, on going into DEI
well, you see,
lectures.
I hate doing conspiracy theories, but I did think to myself, did he escape? Was it a mistake?
Well, I mean, if he is part of this 282, uh, basically, they've been a bit naughty. And the other naughty thing about it is, yes, it's a tough job, and the pay isn't as bad as people think, especially with Mr. Starmer, because the public sector of this year had 6% pay rise throughout. Private companies had 3%. They are feeding their own so that they get the vote. Simple
Oh,
as
for sure. For sure. I mean, yes, I mean it's I still say I don't I sometimes I wake up in a merry mood and other times I think why don't we have midterm elections? Why how much longer by the time so he's what now he's been in 18 months pretty much, isn't he? So I mean, what have we got? 3.5 years, even if it is 4 years, say 3 years. I mean, the damage that he's done
I
and
don't
his
think it'll
team.
last.
Oh, well, no, everybody says that. I agree. I mean, look at the whitewash. Look what happened over in Wales. In a
Uh,
100 years they've been there in power and wiped off the map. And that will go against him. That will massively uh, go against him come the May elections. But I mean, I don't see how he could be allowed to ban them. I mean, but the honest thing is, though, Rodney, who's there? Who's there to replace him? They're all as bad as each other. I
yeah,
mean, who
there's
would you
not
think
much
would
choice.
replace him? Who do you think is in the running? Because he must now loathe the fact that Lucy Powell has got the deputy job.
Well, it shows the power of the trade unions within the Labour Party. They
Hmm.
should not be allowed, quite frankly, constitutionally, to back one party.
Mm.
It's wrong. It always has been.
Yes.
Nobody's got the guts to have a go at that.
No, but
What's
it
that
that's
got to do with who is our next government? The trade union is so powerful
mm,
still in the United Kingdom.
mm.
Right. Useless panel. Well, that refers to obviously the rape gangs. It's an excuse that goes on all the time. We've now got half a dozen of the girls saying that's it, we don't want anything to do with this wretched inquiry. And now evidence is coming out saying they've been whispered in their ears, downplay the religious and racist theme.
Well, they're not going to do that, are they?
No, of course they're not. But that's what happens when you gaslight people.
Yes.
They assume that whatever you say is right because they hear it hundreds of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've quite rightly opted out
But you
and
see,
escaped
I,
church.
I don't understand. Now they're saying it's going to take several months. Why does it need to take several months? There must be retired judges that could come out and help with this. There must be, why doesn't someone go to these ladies and say, who do you want? Who would you trust? I mean, and the trouble is, you've got a lot of damaged people here on this panel and who will be in all sorts of various stages of uh, not recovery because you're never going to recover, but I mean healing, if you like. You're going to have some people will be more resilient, and other people will be more broken. Other people have all sorts of strange ideas, whilst their stories are similar, the same. What they had done to them will have impacted them differently. I find it very difficult to see how you're going to get a harmony and a real sort of sense of cohesion between anyone on this panel. They're all going to be, I think, at each other's throats. Well, I want this, I want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. Well, it's all right for you. You want that person. Well, I don't want that person because in my case, it was a police officer. I think it's a great shame that they didn't agree having Jim Gamble. I think Jim Gamble is an amazing guy. And I think it's a great shame because he was in the police that they didn't want him. So, but then I think he's had the integrity to say, well, okay, fine. I won't do it then because if I'm going to do it, I want everybody to be on one page, and he takes no nonsense. He might have been in the police, but he got out of the police for very good reasons. And he set up CEOP, child exploitation online, and fell out with the government because he was so outspoken. And he set up the virtual global task force as well. And again, the government uh, didn't didn't like him because he was so outspoken. And he is, and he's very good. And I think that was a very good thing. But then I don't know, why can't Baroness Casey do it?
There are hints that she would or could. Time will tell, but let's
I
get
said I would. If they can't find anyone, I'd do it with Maggie Oliver.
let yes, the dynamic duo. Let's get things online basically with all inquiries. They're only there for one thing, and that's to save the government, whoever's in power at the time, money, because this is going to cost a fortune, like the post office workers. That was cruel. This is cruel. They
Well,
don't
then you've got
hold,
the blood thing, the blood
they,
poisoning.
yeah, and they never hold any inquiry without being able to manipulate it.
Yeah,
The decision
absolutely.
is already been taken, and they will do anything to make
Yes.
sure that the right people are not there, that the
Hmm.
wrong people holding the government line are. It's
Exactly right.
already been decided.
Mm.
And this, I repeat, is democracy, folks.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's dreadful because it's not difficult, is it? Go to the ladies and say, give us some names and we'll assess them and come back to you. Why is it going to take months? I don't understand it. It's going to take months because they're hoping it's going to go away. And
Yes,
it's not going to go away. It's going to get more toxic.
and many other inquiries on the way. And one could be around the fact that 9 out of 10 councils will be in the United Kingdom will be
Oh, yeah.
housing illegal immigrants by the end of this year.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. By December, they
And
reckon, don't they?
you're going to have the pleasure of illegal immigrants. Now, if I was going on my travels and wanted to go into a Holiday Inn and have a couple of days or whatever there, and I found out that half of the hotel was being occupied by illegal, well, would you go if half the hotel was being
No, I
occupied
wouldn't.
by
And
illegal?
no, I wouldn't because I have to go to Nottingham in early November, and I've booked into a Holiday Inn, right? And I'm now thinking, well, I said, can you suss it out first? Because if there's migrants there, I'm not staying there. Yeah, I'm not staying there if it's half of them because you look at that one when you had James Timms on, and you look at that Holiday Inn that takes something like 600 people. I mean, and now they have opened half of it to the public because I just don't know where the people are going. You've got four really good hotels there, but now there's a huge mess about that. Did I read that online this morning? I think they've got themselves in a mess over that with the contracts that they set up with these hotels and it's wasted millions and millions of taxpayers' money. There's
Yeah,
an article this morning. I didn't have time to read it all, but
you,
it's, well, when did they
well,
not waste money?
we've got that basically, and if we've got time to squeeze it in, we jolly well will. What we must move on. I have discovered, me personally, the following. Now, we always get inundated by the latest cure for gout,
Oh,
hemorrhoids,
yeah.
you name it. You can send off for the powder uh, and get a new life. And of course, a lot of it's snake oil. I've
Oh,
discovered something
God.
that is an instant cure and it's free. And I will now participate and allow every viewer to participate in the following. The next time you hear the favourite line saying, it's the result of 14 years of Tory rule, and then your blood pressure, which is what I'm talking about, shoots up. This is a cure for blood pressure, folks. Instantly get up, press the button, the off button. You'll find that your blood pressure will return to normal very quickly and it costs you nothing. Now, it's outrageous to say a thing like that. And it's outrageous that these clowns keep referring to the present. We know the Tory government were not very good, to say the least, because it wasn't a Tory government. Call it what you like, and they're paying for their sins as we speak. But to blame everything on them when you've had months, years, a year and a half in power,
Exactly.
and it's still their fault.
But it's getting
It's
worse.
rubbish and nonsense.
That's-
If you look at the guilty, Keir Starmer heading it up, of course, still saying, smash the gangs, Secondly, he says one in, one out. Whatever he says goes wrong. Now, come on, surely you can see what this is all about, people. And some people can't. It goes on. Back to the tunnel vision thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So
And,
they've
a
got,
a lack of intellect, I think, as well. I know that sounds really rude of me, but I just think people, I don't know, they don't really think. They see something, they read it wrongly, or they read it, but their slant on it is different, and then they exaggerate it because they've talked to somebody at the pub in the bar, and it all gets out of kilter and out of focus, and it all gets sort of like exaggerated or diminished, and it doesn't. It's a load of nonsense. And somebody else goes off and tells somebody else in the next pub what they, it doesn't. People they don't actually sit and try and weigh everything up, do they? And think what is going on here, and it's. I mean, you can't, as you say, you can't keep saying that you almost know it's going to come, don't you? Somebody comes on, you're waiting for them to say, we inherited a very deep honor. There's always this cadence before they say it. And I think it's going to come, it's going to come, they're going
yeah,
to say it. Oh,
right,
and there it is.
get the stop button going, save yourself. Literally, you'll live longer. And maybe they will get the message. I don't think so. There's no more excuses. There's no more corners to hide in. You are culpable. Look at carefully in South Wales. Right. Um, something something that's happened in our old hometown in Tarragona in the northeast of Spain, in Catalonia, if you are in the Catalan language. And I've seen it develop whilst we've been up there, sadly. And what is happening is that British people are coming away, immigrants, illegal immigrants, they're coming for a holiday in the northeast Spain. It's cheap, and they're bringing their kids over, they're leaving their kids behind and going back to England.
Oh,
Why?
that's nice.
Isn't it just, I love you too? And you've got a situation there that they will find it easier as illegal immigrants to get status in the United Kingdom, surprisingly. And the fact is, Spain are as silly as UK, or are they? They have got a special department that deals with kids being abandoned. So the kids will actually be looked after at the cost of, up to 100 euros a day. And so they're left over here. They will be looked after by the Spanish authorities. And in the fullness of time, once they are legalized their parents in the United Kingdom, they can be brought back from Tarragona in Spain. Now, not a bad ruse, it's working. And the Spanish authorities are going to do something about it because they're not like the British authorities. They've just discovered what is happening here. And lots of people are coming over. Now, this is illegal immigration, folks. Don't feel sorry for them. They're not running away, 99% of them, for anything, from anything. They are just wanting to get on the easy sofa of the United Kingdom.
Who came up with this idea?
Clever, isn't it? Well, the illegal immigrants, mainly
The,
from Sudan, actually,
the
is where
poor
they come.
kids.
The poor kid, awful. And
I
they're
mean,
doing this on the Balearics, Ibiza, Mallorca.
oh, main holiday islands, eh?
Exactly. And let's bring the kids over on holiday. Fed up of the weather here, leave the kids there and go back and
So
get.
where are they leaving them? Are they just leaving them on the streets or what?
Yes, they literally they leave them in front of police stations. Can't believe it, can you? That is what is happening.
Well, that just does actually show a level of
Ruthless.
or a lack of a lack of any empathy, a lack of any real care or moral compass, doesn't it? Or ethical, if you can do that, if you can do that, which is absolutely brutal, um, I mean, and it can take ages, can't it? I mean, it could take 2 years to get processed, and
Indeed,
there's
indeed,
no way necessarily of them knowing that they won't be deported anyway. They
exactly.
don't know they're going to be accepted, do they?
No, but
God.
the Spanish, I mean, they love the kids over here, and they just leave them outside police stations, and the
So,
kids take them in. And
what's happening to the children? What, they're going into a care home or
oh
what?
yes, they're going to institution.
Oh, I mean, I just, God, unbelievable,
Lots
unbelievable.
of unbelievable things happening at the moment. We unfortunately can't spend any more time on them because there's one thing that we have to mention. And again, it's government, our wonderful government interference, and it's about junk food. And we've got to finish off with this item. Junk food now encompasses fruit juices.
Oh, yes.
Decided at last, well, they're right in that it's not very good. People think, oh, it's a fruit juice. No,
Oh, no, no, no.
sugar content and other baddies, not a good idea. Then, of course, is our favourite theme of the yogurts. They've even said yogurts, fruit based, sweet based,
Yes.
are actually junk food. And they are. We've been
But they are, to be
told.
honest, they are. I mean, I won't drink fruit juice. I make sure I would rather sort of squeeze an orange myself or do my
Yes,
own blending of
absolutely.
something,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't add sugar. It is like what it is. And I won't even buy the grandchildren a yogurt. I'm so sorry, you're going to have Greek yogurt, natural 100% Greek yogurt, and we will add fruit to it. We will add strawberries. We will add blueberries. We're not going to buy it because it's loaded with sugar.
Yes.
And if you get anything that says zero, was it zero fat? Isn't it zero fat? It's got more sugar or something like that.
Yeah, they
Well,
got
it is, I
content.
can't remember which way round it is. The
Well,
low fat has more sugar or something.
it's the usual thing of over processing.
Yes.
You get a lot of baddies going into over processing, especially with yogurts. Right, their main thing, of course, it's to tackle obesity, to save the NHS. Yuck! I can save the NHS by closing it down and starting again. The other thing that's been brought into this is white bread and cereals.
Yes.
Somebody decided these are not good for you. You might as well eat a packet of crisps. And there you go. This is revelation for people, but it's also true. Now, what am I complaining about? Well, the way it's being done, of course, because they're going to make supermarkets responsible. You can't put that stand there offering cheap prices in the main aisle because people will buy more. You've got to place it on the bottom shelf or the top shelf, or and don't dare get anywhere near the cash registers. Offer it there. You cannot keep making these false laws. We've already got a perfectly good traffic light system, and if people can't work that out, I'm sorry, you're going to get fat, and you'll get obese whatever
Well,
happens.
you see, my neighbour, they came round for a meal the other night. Oh, I think I was did I talk to you Friday? I can't remember. Anyway, and he has volunteered for some scheme, and he's volunteered for 5 years as a university research project where you take, I don't know what it is you take, to, I mean, he's not even obese. You know, he's chunky, but he's not obese. And I said, why would you want to be a guinea pig and take stuff for 5 years that you don't know? Well, I wouldn't. I'd just, zip my mouth up and just eat spinach or something. I don't, why would you want to? I wouldn't want to, I would never put myself on a research project where you get paid for it, but you don't know what you're putting into your body. It says, rob Peter to pay Paul. You would do something one way, but then it might impact your kidneys. Or you get to, the best fix you've got for losing weight is to eat smaller things and don't snack all day long and stay away from heavy sugar things.
Well, it's the regulation about this because I repeat, that the traffic light system is there and it's dead simple. Just follow that. We don't want any more government and to identify the real problem. Our friend Sadiq Khan can't because for several years now he's had on his underground trains pictures that are saying don't do this, don't do that. And the favourite one now is it's a wedding cake and it's a company that provides what you need to get married. And one of the things they put up there was, we'll provide the wedding cake. And he's taken it all down on the grounds that there's too much sugar, icing sugar, too much sugar within the fruit of the cake. And he's decided, for the sake of being our king in London, that it's bad for you. Therefore, he's made this company take down the wedding cake. Now, when government gets like that, it's
Nanny state.
utterly a nanny state.
Nanny
Exactly.
state. What a shame he can't do something about all the graffiti all over the tubes now.
And why can't I do something about the rape gangs and many other things that are brilliant? I'm sorry, Sadiq, you're not a good mayor. Donald got it completely right.
He is. I thought it was so funny that he waited until he just got onto his aircraft when he downloaded about Sadiq Khan. But I don't. Well, he's atrocious. He really is atrocious. And the fact that the rape gang thing. If I've known for years what London's like, then I'm sure as hell no, he knew. And does that also then implicate Mark Rowley?
It indicates a lot, it implies that a lot of people are in the know. Back to the blob. I'm
Yeah,
sorry we've got to go. The clock has beaten us again. Sorry not to finish on a high note, but just
but
thinking
it's
for the cake that
it's
are
a
going to kill you. I mean, how many weddings did we go to? Maybe one a
well,
year.
we gained an hour's sleep at the weekend, didn't we? So there's a high note.
Well, there you go. And we've told you how to avoid blood pressure. So there you go. It's a win-win situation. We'll see you very shortly.
See you very shortly. Have a good week, but I'll see you before the end of it, I'm sure.